Hello, it's Ashley here from Paper&Twine and welcome to part 2 of our stationery box tutorial. So I'm using the stamp set that came with issue 99 of Creative Stamping and just showing you something maybe a little bit different. So we've made a start in part 1. I'll link that in case you've missed it. And we've decorated the front, the sides and the back of our box, and we've constructed the pockets for the inside of our box, and this is where our cards and tags are going to go. But today we're going to work on the bits that go here that make this a little stationery set. So we're going to make a notebook and a little stamp pocket and a pen holder. We're going to get ahead and get a head start on the notebook. For the notebook you will need 18 pieces of paper of your choice, and paper not card, that are 3 by 3.5 inches. And I'm trying to use up what is in my stash, which is why I'm using this bright yellow card. I've had it a very long time and I just need to be got rid of, you know. And I found this handmade paper in my stash, and I thought the yellow flowers and the reddish leaves would go really nicely with what I've done for background papers. So I've gone ahead and I've cut 18 pieces, and what you want to do is get them all lined up, and then you want to get 3 bulldog clips and clip the 2 shorter sides and 1 long side, and then you're going to get some glue. I'm going to use my Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue, I think, and I haven't used this for a while, so I'm probably going to need to bodge it with a pin. And oh no, we're fine. And what I'm going to do, help if I was in shot and you could see, wouldn't it? I'm just going to go across all of these leaves of paper, and this glue will hopefully bind them all together. And what we need to do is set this aside to dry, and then we can get on with the rest of the front part of our box. Might need to get another bulldog clip to just make sure all of the pages are stuck together. Just, it's a little bit time consuming. I didn't want to use my collal glue because that has a tendency to come out of the bottle very quickly and go everywhere, and I've got just a bit more control over this. I think that should hopefully do it. But what I am going to do is find another couple of clips and just pop this to one side. So I'll be back in a moment. So while that is set aside drying, we can get on with the other bits of our stationery box. I'm just going to move this out of our way. So for the notebook itself, you will need a piece of card that is 6 3/8 by 3 5/8. So 6 3/8 by 3 5/8. And on the long side, you're going to score at 2 7/8, 3 1/8, and 3 1/4. And what you need to do is score it in such a way that you get a 1/8 of an inch gusset, and then you've got this 1/4 of an inch flap here. So this is going to be the front of your book, and this is going to be the back cover that's going to get stuck down onto our stationery base. And our little wad of paper that we're just gluing together is going to slip into this gusset here. But we can decorate the front of our book while we're waiting. And for that, I've got a mat, which is let me just check for you, 3.5 by 2 3/4, and I'm going to cover the inside of the book as well, because you will see that when you open it. So I've cut 2 of those, and then for the layer you will need a piece that is 3 3/8 by 2 5/8, and again, because I'm decorating the inside, I have cut 2 of those. And I've got a slightly different colorway here to pick up on the colors that I've used to decorate these front pockets here. This is a cosmic shimmer background that's got a little bit of lava red in it, but it comes out kind of pinky, so I've gone in with a little bit of picked raspberry with that honeycomb stencil that came free with the magazine. So we're going to look at our stamps and decide what we're going to put on the front of our notebook. I might go with bees and the daisies. I like those. We've got room to do our big bee. Our big bee could go there maybe. I do quite like these daisies. Let's have a look. I haven't used this one yet. Let me just get some acrylic blocks out. Hope everybody's having a nice day. It's beginning of September now as I'm filming this. What I might do actually, I might do a little bit of background stamping with this leaf in picked raspberry. Let's see what that looks like. I'm probably going to mess this background up now. I don't know whether you can see though, this is lava red, mango blaze and burnt orange and a little bit of sun yellow. It is so shimmery. I love it. Now I have found, and I don't mean to be rude about this, that some of these stamps don't stamp very well with distress ink at all, and I think it's because they're silicone, they're not photopolymer. This one here I'm having a right game with. This one's not so bad. These ones that were all in the Phil Martin Sentimentally Yours section seem to be slightly different quality, and I do like these teasel thistle type flowers. But let's just stamp off a little bit. I could do with some scrap paper to do second generation. I just want a little bit of a hint. Can you see how it just really isn't stamping very well? And I am an experienced stamper. I know what I'm doing. But yeah, that's a little bit better. Stamp off again. But I quite like little hints of things. It looks a little bit like worn wallpaper. Just one there. Okay. And I think we'll have that big bee. I do like that. And I haven't used the very big bee inside. Have I used it outside? Yes, I've used it outside, but I think we will have him. Oh, look, I don't know where he is. Oh, I've got him out already. Come on, Ashley. Get a grip, girl. Okay, so got him on this block, and I'm going to come in with my Versa Fine Claire in black. I would like to get some more colours of this. I've got, apart from the black, I've got 4 colours now. I've got one of the very, very, very dark blues that's almost black, which is very nice. Right, should we do them in the middle or at the top? Oh, decisions. In the middle. Towards the top. There, best of both worlds. And these wings would look nice with a little bit of glossy accents on them. And a little bit of wink of Stella. There, that's not a bad impression at all. You see, that gave me no bother. And you've got kind of like a little distressed look with a little bit of mottling going on there. But yeah, I like that. Let's just stamp that off on there. Do we want anything else on the front cover? Shout at me. Shout at me. We could have Sweet as Honey, which is on the front of the, well, it's on the back of the box. Will that fit? Will fit there. See, I should have put him a bit higher up. No, I think I'm going to put that on the inside. I'll put you on there just ready to go and pop you back. See, I haven't used the beehive or the honey jar. Perhaps inside we could do the honey jar and the Sweet as Honey. Perhaps we'll do this flower coming up like this. Yes, the daisies stamp really nicely, but those background stamps just I had real issue with. Let's put that there like that. It's quite nice. And then we'll have another one down there. I do like daisies. There we go. And perhaps we'll have a little bit just coming there as well. Don't know when to stop. Less is more, Ashley. You know this. Less is more. But I do like that little bit of leaf. So we'll just do that like that. There. Okay, that's not bad. And then I think I might just go round the edge with some picked raspberry. I think these make nice gifts, as I think I've already said in part one. I filmed part one quite a while ago now, and I can't remember what I've said. I should have gone and watched it really, shouldn't I, before I started filming this. I haven't uploaded it yet. There we go. Let's blend that out a little bit more. Yeah, and I think that'll look quite nice against the black. So we can mount this on our black now. Glue would be helpful. Need to fill this glue bottle up with some more glue. I'm on a no spend September, apart from white card, black card and glue. Those are the only things I'm allowed to buy crafting wise. And I shouldn't really need to buy any glue, to be honest with you, but I do get through an awful lot of white and black card, which is why I sometimes go around the edge in Sharpie. But for this project we do need that extra real estate. I mean, I suppose you could cut out the whole step of the black card by just edging a white piece in black. Now I need to make sure that I've got this the right way. Okay, so that needs to go there like that. It's fighting back. What I might do in future, because this gets stuck down and it's a shame because you can't reuse the book then, I might have a little look and rejig the dimensions slightly, just to make it slightly wider so that you can still get your stamp pocket on, but also make a pocket for this notebook to sit in. Nearly glued that on upside down then. I do like that pink against that orange very much. There we go, that's the front. Now we said that we might do the honey with Sweet as Honey, didn't we? Let's have a look. And then maybe a little bee. So Sweet as honey, I think I want down the bottom right hand corner like that. So let's go ahead and stamp that. Now again, these cheaper stamps, you need to make sure you give them a really good inking, because they do tend to bead when you've got kind of like a thick stamp. Can you see? In fact, I'm going to put a little bit more ink on that. There we go. That's the beauty of these clear stamps, isn't it? You can see. So just put that there like that. That's stamped quite nicely, actually. We'll pop you back on the sheet. And then our little honey jar. And we might have room for a bee. So that looks like it's inked up quite nicely. We'll put that in the centre like that. And off. And we'll see if we can fit on a little bumblebee. Now, my one criticism about this stamp set, you've got plenty of bees, which is lovely, but both of the small bees are facing the same way, and it would have been nice if there was one facing the other way. That would be the one thing that I would say about this. So we'll have him coming in like that, as if he's landing on the honey. Okay, yes, he stamps quite nicely. There we go. Like that. It looks like he's on the honey jar. Put the lid on our ink, and we'll go around this with some picked raspberry. I'm not going to re-ink my sponge because I've got quite a lot of ink on here. I'm looking at investing, says she, who has just announced she's on a no spend September. I'm looking at investing in those makeup brushes that people use for ink blending there, because I've got quite a lot of the round foam sponges like that, and the handle from Ranger, a couple of the handles, but they do kind of not give a very nice blend. You do get marks, well, if you're not very good at blending like me, and those kind of domed makeup brushes look like they're quite good to use, and you can get them in sets that have got different coloured handles, so you can assign one colour for, you know, a range of colours in your ink collection. So, you know, green for all of your greens, and dark blue for all of your dark blues, and purples and what have you. But no, I'm going to make do with what I've got for a while, and maybe in October we'll have a little look at those. And then again, it's storage, isn't it? And so I've got all the little bits of Velcro on my foam that's you know, stuck to the back of my distress pads, but they don't last forever. They get worn out, don't they? Right, let's make sure we don't stick this upside down. You could do the back page if you wanted to, but I'm really not going to. And I don't know about you, but I really like the contrast of the pink against this really bright orangey yellow. So we're going to set that aside whilst the rest of our notebook dries, our pages. And we're going to work on the stamp pocket next, if I can find it, says she. Okay, so for the stamp pocket, you need a piece that is 3 by 2, and you score it on 1/2 inch on 3 sides. Your mats, you need a piece that is 1 7/8 by 1 3/8, and the layer that's going to go on top of that is 1 3/4 by 1 1/4. And let's stamp something on here first. I wonder if what could have been quite nice actually was Queen for a Day on the front of that notebook, and then the crown on this little stamp pocket. You can see we haven't got a lot of room, so what to go for, perhaps we'll go for this sprig and a little bee. We've got the bee on there, we'll just take him off a minute. So we've got this little sprig of foliage. Don't want to ink this too heavily. Haven't used this one, so I don't know what it's like. Let's have that coming down like so. And that little bit there. Just got a little bit at the top. And then we can pop our little bee. I do like this little bee, but as I say, it would be nice to have one going the other way, as they've given us 2 bees. We'll have our little bee like that, as if he's about to land on those leaves. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Let's put you safe so we don't get you lost. And I'm going to just ink around the edge of this, just to make it pop a little bit more. I have enjoyed using these bright colours. I use a lot of blue, a lot of green, and I'm really into kind of like my muted colours as well. But I've really enjoyed these bright sunshine colours with a little bit of hot pink. It's something a little bit different for me. Do you all get in a rut with your colours? Comment in the comment section for me. Tell me what your favourite colours are and what your go-to colour combinations are. So just got that matted on there. So this is for our little stamp pocket. And now I need to burnish this on the 3 sides that's scored. And we're making a little pocket that is going to get glued to the base of our stationery box. And what we want to do now is cut away little sections to make our little pocket. So I don't want to notch too much away, going up to my score line there, and like so. If you could see me, my tongue's sticking out, or it was, it's not now because I'm talking to you, but it was sticking out. One thing I have noticed is that this yellow card doesn't score as crisply as the black card that I've got. And the first stationery box I used black as the base colour. And when I was scoring the 1/8 of an inch gusset for the notebook, it scored beautifully and was very crisp. Whereas this did kind of fall away a bit. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to fold our side pieces in and fold this up and glue these little bits down here. Or should we have it, oh I don't know, should we have it that way? What, I mean, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to see, it's going to get stuck down. Ooh, I don't know, I think we'll have it that way. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there, fold that up and just apply some pressure, hold it in place. and then we can stick our little, oh, the glue farted then. It was the glue, not me, honestly. There's that famous joke, isn't there? I don't know, I probably can't remember it now. Queen Victoria riding in a carriage, and the horse farts, and the coachman says, "Oh, beg your pardon, Your Majesty." And she says, "That's all right. If you hadn't said anything, I would have thought it was the horse." Yeah, I'm not very good at telling jokes. So that's our little stamp pocket. So we'll pop that to one side because we need to have a little fiddle when our notebook is ready to see about placement. So I don't want to stick that in yet. So now we can get on with the lid. And let's just bring in all of my lid pieces. So I have gone ahead and cut these already, just to save time. So for the lid, you will need your base colour. You'll need a piece that's 10 1/8 by 6 1/8, and you're scoring on all four sides at 2 inches. So we're making a very narrow lid, but it's 2 inches deep. Your background layer, your black card, you need two pieces that are 1 7/8 by 2, and hold on a minute, 1 7/8 by 2, that's these pieces. You need two of those. You need two bits that are 6 by 1 7/8, so we need two of those. And for your patterned paper, you need two pieces that are 1 3/4 by 1 7/8 and 5 7/8 by 1 3/4. And I've also gone ahead and cut a piece for my top portion, but I need to work out the dimensions for the black card, so we'll come back to that in a minute. So these are the bits that are going on our sides, and these are the bits that are going on the ends of our boxes. So we need to I'm just seeing which orientation. We need to stamp some images on these. Obviously, if you're using patterned paper, you don't need to do that. I think what I'm going to do is construct the actual box. Where's my thingy gone? There it is. And stick my mats on. And then come back to you. Now I'm just going to turn you off here because you don't need to see me make a box. You know how to make a box. So I've had a little play with my box lid. Gone ahead and stamped and matted and layered and stuck the sides and the ends on. For the top of the box, you will need a mat that is 6 inches by 2 inches, and your layer is going to be 5 7/8 by 1 7/8, or thereabouts. Looks like mine's a little bit shorter. Never mind. I've chosen an original scrap from the yellows and oranges that I'd used, and I've just gone in with a little bit of antique linen, and I've gone around the edge of this with a little bit of wild honey. And I just want to point out the same bee, this is the slightly larger of the two small bees. Just, you know, play around with the orientation, and the same with the flowers. So this daisy is all one stamp, just in slightly different positions, and this is the smaller of the two daisies, and again just in different positions and stamping off, just to give you a little bit more variety really, and you get more for your money that way with your stamps. So we're going to just stick this on. I have to say my matting and layering is shocking today. Yeah, not the best that I've done. Sometimes we have off days, don't we? I think this is me having an off day. So we'll just stick that down. Centre it. Yes, this this panel I've got here is a little bit too short. I wonder if that's too long in that case. No, that's fine for on there. Yeah, you see, this panel that I've got here, I haven't cut to the right size. It's much shorter and smaller than it should be, but I'm using what I've got, you know. So I didn't want to go pink on top of the lid. I wanted some of the original colours on the lid, just so that it ties in. Let's see if we can make a better job of this. And I'm going to cover up all that pencil writing so I don't need to worry about rubbing it out. There. See, I've done the black on the yellow, okay, but that piece, hey ho. But you can see it fits on really nicely. This is the back of our box. I don't know whether I want Queen for a Day on both the, yeah, I think I'm going to put it, no, because I've stuck that way. I should have paid attention to which way I was sticking it on. So that is the top of the box, so I'm stuck with that way. Queen for a Day. See, lots of bloopers today, lots of bloopers. So just put that over there. Now we can work on this portion here. So bringing back in my little stamp pocket, so cute, and my notebook, and I think that this is dry, so the glue dries clear, and it's kind of like the binding on post-it notes almost. So let's just take these clips off, and I'm going to put some glue in my gusset. Got a little bit there, and just a little bit more glue, just dotting beads of that along, and just doesn't really matter which way this goes because it's not directional paper. I'm just going to slot that in, ease that into my gusset, and I've actually got a thicker pad of paper here than I need, but I'm just going to bend that into submission. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm just doing that to kind of get that to stick. Use my bone folder like that. I'm just going to hold that for a minute, and hopefully it will stick. Yes, that's got it. And then we need to decide on our positioning. So I think because I've got a biggish bee here, I want my big bee here, and I will put my stamp pocket there. And the last thing that I've got to do is make the pen holder. So for your little pen loop, you need a piece that is 2 by 1 3/4, and on the longer side I'm using my bone folder to kind of curve it, and in fact actually I've got a pen here, and I'm going to curve it around my pen. Now this paper is not behaving itself, it is cracking and creasing. It's very old, I don't know where it was from, but what I'm going to do is just run a little bead of glue on that edge and kind of hold it together. You don't want to do it too tightly, otherwise your pen won't go in. Just holding it in the middle. Yes, the black card that I've got behaves much more nicely and doesn't give these problems. I'm just going to check. Yes, I think that's okay like that, and that's okay like that, and that's okay like that. And my pen should still fit in, which it does. You obviously need to make sure your pen is shorter than the bottom of your stationery box, otherwise it's not, these sides aren't going to close. Yes, I really don't like this yellow card actually. It's not behaving very well at all, but at least I've used it, and might give it to my mum. She likes sending little things, and she's got everything all in a you know, a place all together. I think she might like that. So we're going to go with that positioning, I think, like that. So let's glue our little notebook in. Take a deep breath. See, this is where I want to try and experiment with the dimensions a little bit, and maybe have a little pocket for the notebook. I suppose once the leaves of the notebook are finished, you could make the recipient another little bit to insert, couldn't you? So just making sure that that is straight at the top and the bottom, and just hold that in place. Then our little stamp pocket. Obviously you don't want to glue the front of the stamp pocket, the front of the inside of the stamp pocket. We're doing the little tab areas. And we'll pop that like so. And yeah, I like the little pop of pink against the yellow and the orange. Now this is the tricky part. This bit is the bit we're going to glue on that fold. I could have done with holding that a little bit tighter and for a little bit longer. Okay, so we want that about like so, and hold it in place. I'm just going to remove the pen now that I've got that in the right place. I've got a little smudge on there, but I can rub that off with a rubber. Dirty fingers, you see. And there we have the workings of our stationery box complete. And the lid does fit on because we checked it before. There we go. There is our stationery box. So come back for part 3 and I'll show you what I'm going to put inside.